everybody, reach out to everybody that said yes to your invitations. Let's get them on. Let's get them chatting. Let's get them up to speed, strategizing. Let's give them the play. We're going to go deeper into the numbers for you today as to what to expect if you're putting in that time, energy, and effort. Welcome, welcome. Hit that Q&A box. Let me know who you are, where you're calling in from, or where you're messaging in from. We are looking for everybody that has said yes to your invitations. Let's get them. Let's get them all. Welcome, Mike Craig. Welcome, Craig Schultz. Welcome, Vietnam. Welcome, Georgia. Welcome, New Mexico. We're going to start in 1 minute, y'all. I'm sending out some last messages myself. Welcome, everybody. We want to get everybody that said yes to one of your invitations in the last week on right now. Let's get them all on. Welcome, Miami. Welcome, Colorado. Okay, let's get going. First and foremost, if you're on right now, you have said yes to Shoply 3.0. You are waiting to get started rocking and rolling on September 3rd. Hopefully, you've had a chance to go through our 30-minute snapshot of what is the company, and what's the intentionality behind it. How's this business built? Some of you may have not done that yet, so this might be just a little bit out of order for you, but that's okay. We're going to be talking about the how tonight, where the 30 minutes that you want to go back to is kind of more of the what. This is definitely the how. And if you don't have everybody on for tonight, just make sure you get this recording back out to them as quickly as you can, because strategy is everything. Well, execution of the right strategy is everything when you're pre-building something the way that we are. And make no mistake about it, you guys are well positioned for some great early on success if you do the right things. And that's important, right? If you do the right things, you can't just be here. You got to be doing the right things. So I'm going to pull up just a quick website here, and we're going to begin. So again, thank you so much for your time. This is Nick Sarnicola, your president of Shoply. If you're here right now, it's because you have said yes to an invitation to go live with us on September 3rd. You want to learn how to build this thing over the next few weeks as we add, more information, more aspects of the business, and more tools. You should have gone to a website that looked like this. You hit reserve my spot, you entered your information, and you got to a guest back office. That guest back office looks something like this. Let me go full screen on that. There we go. And that guest back office, you hit refresh just because that black screen there. Okay. So Stace, we might want to check in on the black screen here as opposed to, because I know we uploaded a new video. So it looks like we do not have a cover image. Okay, so what you should do after you've gone into logged in as a free guest is you want to log in, or immediately will pop up, and you want to watch this. Hey, welcome to your guest back office, and thank you for saying yes to your first shop. There's a 3-minute welcome video. We just reshot, or we just edited. There's some new edits to the 3-minute welcome video. For those of you who want to rewatch it, you don't have to. It's the same words. It just got prettier. Unfortunately, it's still my face, so it's not that pretty. Steps that we're going to teach, but you get the idea. I'm trying to fast forward here, but I don't think we can do it on this one. So, guys, the first 3 minutes are for the welcome and what to do next. The next 33 minutes are the actual snapshot. So I want to move and jump into what we want to focus on for tonight. I just want to make sure that everybody who's watching this right now goes backwards, and you watch that video, and you watch that 33-minute snapshot so you're 100% up to speed. Let's talk about the how. The how to me starts with the timeline, right? So, what is it that we're rolling out? What is it that we're launching here from a timeline perspective? Because everything we're doing from a strategic perspective is associated to this timeline right here. So let's take a look at it for your eyes. We had a Miami event a couple weeks ago. We just turned on the invitation tool. Congratulations. All of you guys have made history. You're the first people to say yes. You got in the game early. You've locked in that early spot. But on September 3rd, this is when everybody's going to enroll. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the invitation tool for the people of influence approach, what that's going to turn into for you mathematically. And I'm going to tie this to the entire timeline. But we're going to talk about the enrollment packages here in a second. September 15th, we onboard vendors. And October 15th is when the marketplace goes live, when we start getting customers, when we start getting affiliates, when we start getting affiliate managers. So right now, it's people of influence, then it's influencer pro licenses, then it's going to be also vendor licenses, and then it's going to be open for business for everything. Okay. So one of the things that I want to make sure you guys are patient with, or maybe it's just you understand, is that we're going to give you tools for everything. Some people are like, well, why is there not tools right now for vendors? Because we don't want vendors. Why isn't there a presentation deck for vendors? Because we're not trying to get vendors. Well, why isn't there a video for affiliates? Because we're not trying to get affiliates. Well, why isn't there a customer rewards video? Because there's no customer rewards customers you can get. We're staging all of the tools to you in the order that we're launching each segment of the business, and we're doing that intentionally, purposefully, and specifically. Right now, you got a 2-minute invitation video and an entire invitation website. You've got a 30-minute snapshot, and you've got several other tools and more to come out that you can use to do one thing and one thing only. There's literally only one thing that we're doing right now, and that's communicating, reaching out to, talking to, whatever words you want to do, referring people of influence. And tonight I'm going to give you a math equation as to what that's going to turn into for you if you do this correctly over the next 3 weeks. First and foremost, what is a person of influence? A person of influence is a person that makes a 6-figure income in their career, a person that is a teacher, coach, or pastor, a person who is a full-time social media influencer, a person who's made a full-time income in the direct selling industry. There's others, but that's a good generalization. So that's the group of people you want to talk to first. Why? Because people of influence have what? Influence. People of influence have transferable skills. You don't have to teach these people how to speak, how to share, how to sell, how to influence. Now I'll have teachers that will argue with me and say, well, I don't know how to sell. I say, you better. We're sending every child that we've ever had to you to make sure that you can influence them to learn. Sales is influence, teaching is influence, influence is sales. It's the same thing. So when you have the ability to use your voice, your body language, your knowledge to influence an outcome, that's what we mean by people of influence. Some of them are already people that lead. Some of them are already people that present. Some of them are already people that manage, right? So they have transferable skills that we need in order to launch this company correctly. It doesn't mean that we don't want people of lower or lesser influence. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I got started in the direct sales networking industry at 18 years old, here were my categories and my scores. Desire, pure burning desire to succeed, to win, to make money, to be successful. Okay, here's a 1, here's a 10, My desire was 100. It was 100 out of 10. I don't know, my coachability. Coachability is not a word, but your willingness to be coached. My coachability, it was a 10. My influence. My influence was a 1. You would not pick me to start as your inner circle to launch something. Do you know why? Because my level 10 desire and my level 10 coachability got 0 results. 0 for a year. And in the second year, it got a little bit of results. And the third year, a little bit more. And in the fourth year, I got a ton of results. Why do you think it happened in the fourth year? Anybody that's familiar with learning curves would tell you, I began to master my 10,000 repetitions. Here was year 1. Here was year 2. Here was year 3. Here was year 4. So if you're right now reaching out and contacting all of the people that you know who have low influence but high desire, it's not going to get off the ground for you because they need time. Actually, sorry. They need time to what? To learn. Here's your x-axis, years. Here's your y-axis, result. Here's year 1, 2, year 3, heading into year 4. Year 4 is where I got all my results. Why? Mastery, 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 repetition, 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 repetition. You cannot start a business that you're trying to succeed quickly at only with people with low influence, but you can start it only with people with influence because a 10 of influence is going to bring 9s and 8s and 7s and 6s and so on. So I'm going to share with you some timelines, some math, and I'm also going to share with you a personal story. I had a chance to meet with a small group in Miami here at my house on Saturday night. Shout out to you, George. And George and his team kind of triggered this story for me. Here's the thing about people with influence. If they want to, they can get results. And if they don't want to, they won't get results. So what's really interesting, what's really cool about working with people of influence, you always know whether or not you have what I'm going to call their buy-in, not their credit card, their buy-in. Their credit card is something they'll give you so that you will leave them alone and you'll stop calling them and bugging them about your new business. Their buy-in is them getting all of their questions answered. Their heart is all the way in. They feel great about what's happening. And they're like, let's go, let's do this. Here's what happened to me. I've used this launch strategy, I'm going to say probably around 50 times, maybe more, to launch companies, teams, organizations, leaders, countries, and products. Could have been more than 50. And the one that's most personal, most successful would be December 2009, January, the first week of January 2010. So your August was my December. Guys, here's what I did. In 30 days, first thing I did is I made a list of 144 people of influence. That was my contact list. It was 144, I'm going to say it again, people of influence. I didn't have my mom on there. My mom is a level 10 of mom. She's a level 10 dog mom. She's a level 10 wife. She's a level 10, meticulous a keeper of her home. She's a level 10 Cook. She's a level 1 influence. She does not have influence. She didn't make the list. So I made a list of 144 people of influence. I'm asking you right now, guys, we've been doing this. We've been having this conversation for 10 days. How many people of influence are on your list? Show me. How many people of influence are on your list? Show me. Let me see it. Oh, I haven't started. I'm getting ready. They're in my head. No, that means you have no business plan to me. If you don't have a person of influence list put together, grouped together somewhere on a software, on a contact list, on a piece of paper, you have no business plan. With no business plan, how big should the results be? Of the 44, I personally presented to 44 of them. It was about 40 something days. This was prior to my go live date. So when is your go live date? September 3rd is your go live date. You've now got 24 days. I presented to 44 people of influence. 14 said yes. 30 said no. The first guy who said yes is actually Mike Craig. This was 2009 and early 2010. This was December 2009. Mike Craig was the first guy that said yes. Those 14, prior to my go live date, turned into approximately 200 to 250. I don't remember off the top of my head, so we'll call it 225. Enrollments, so influencer pros in our language, 225 enrollments of people of influence on day one. What do you think happened next with starting with 225 people of influence on day one? You guessed it. It turned into 1,000 within a week, maybe two. And it turned into 117,000 active promoters 32 months later. My 14 yeses turned into 117,000 active, not total. Total was more. 117,000 active 32 months later. This is the most extreme case of me executing this plan. But I can tell you, if Trish Kavanaugh was on here, she'd tell you that I did this with her and ran her to $40,000 a month in 60 to 90 days running the same strategy in the past in the UK. I can tell you people I've done it with in Sweden and people I've done it with in countries all over the world. This exact strategy right here. Mike Craig will tell you that he made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars upon this strategy right here. Some of you still haven't done step one. Can't tell me a list of people of influence that you've put anywhere. Shout out to Martin. Martin just told me that his Excel file has 144. I don't know what you believe in that, but that's pretty cool, Martin. That's pretty cool. Now, guys, results not typical. I was 30 years old. I was working at 100 hours a week. I wasn't married. I had no kids. I had huge skill and influence at that point. I had made millions of dollars already. So results aren't going to be typical, but I'm trying to give you guys a roadmap here that you can think of and that you can believe in. So here's what I've figured out since my most successful pre-launch into a launch. What I can determine is this: a person of influence on September 3rd, once we press go, if they truly are a person of influence, and number two, you actually have their buy-in, not their credit card, their buy-in, not their credit card. People that are successful they will give you their credit card to leave them alone. I don't want their credit card. I want their buy-in. What does their buy-in take? It takes questions, responses, intelligence. It takes some time, but time can be done in one day. You can get somebody's buy-in in one day. It doesn't need to be months. It's getting them exposed to the right information, aka your first video, then the second video, then on the phone with somebody that's in your leadership to do a Q&A with them until they are bought in. A person of influence, if they are bought in, here's what will happen. The number that I've noticed in the past was approximately around 30. In the following 60 days, and it's actually shorter, it's 30 to 60 days, every person of influence was bringing 30 other influencer pros. I know that word, the two words there are now colliding. When I say influencer pros, I mean somebody that bought an influencer pro license. Every person of influence you have that starts with you on September 3rd, by the end of October, they will have 30 influencer pros in their business on average. And you're going to say, well, Nick, I got somebody who only has 3. How come? Oh, real easy. They either weren't an influencer, or excuse me, they either didn't have influence or you didn't have their buy-in. Well, Nick, I have people that have 10. How come? They either didn't have influence or you didn't have their buy-in. Well, Nick, I got people that have 100. How come? They got a ton of influence and you got all their buy-in. Or they started with a bunch of people of influence as well. So guys, I'm going to convert this into an income for you in a second. The other best math I can do is I can tell you this. If every person of influence then in your first 60 days generates about 30 influencer pros, I'm going to tell you on a low end, every person of influence that you start with on September 3rd is worth $500 a month in income to you 120 days later. And you're going to say, well, Nick, I had 10 people of influence I started with, and 120 days later, I'm not making any money. How come? They either didn't have any influence or you didn't have their buy-in. It literally is that simple, and it is that direct. So if you want to get to, and I'm going to ask you guys in the Q&A, and then I'm going to show you guys in our comp plan how this is going to work. If you want to get to $5,000 a month in 120 days, you need to take 30. Let's do this another way. You need to take 500 times 10. That's $5,000 a month. Well, that means you need to have times 10 people of influence that are 100% bought in when you start. When you start on September 3rd, if you've got 10 really good people of influence who are 100% bought in, 120 days later, you'll be making $5,000 a month. But what if you had 30 people of influence that were 100% in? Well, do the math. That's $15,000 a month. Well, Nick, I had 30 people of influence when I started on September 3rd, and I'm only making $3,000 a month. How come? Well, your 30 either were not people of influence or they were not bought in. In fact, if you go look at your team, you're going to see, oh, I got 6 who are bought in, and that's why I'm at $3,000 a month. It'll be clockwork, guys. It'll be absolute clockwork, this strategy. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second while you guys are telling me, I want to know your income goal in 120 days. By the end of the year, how much do you want to be making per month? By the end of the year, I want to be making $3,000 a month with my Shopley business, $5,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $25,000 a month, $7,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $8,000 a month. What do you want to be making with your Shoply business by the end of the year? You guys go ahead and fill that up. Panel. I'm going to convert this into the multiplier bonus. I'm going to convert this into a checklist for them, the tools we have, but I'm going to kick it to you guys. I thought today I would give them my real data of how I've done this in the past, and whoever wants to use it can use it, and whoever wants to believe in it can believe in it. Craig, over to you.
Yeah. Look, I think you summed it up very well. Like 25 years for me in this industry, and if you mortgage yourself against, like I guess people take literally, if you say you want 6 good leaders to build a 7-figure business with, they literally go and find 6 good leaders. I mean, they'll enroll 6 people and go, well, why aren't I building $1 million a year business? Like when you talk about the 144, the 44 that said yes, and break it down, sometimes it takes that amount of presentations to be able to find the people that do get the buy-in. And I can have a similar story. I may have had to have enrolled a few more people in my last business where I had, did earn a considerable 7-figure income, but I didn't probably have in 2011 the level of influence that you had when you started ViSalus. So, the most important thing is don't get overwhelmed by that as well, because the great thing about our business model, we're on here talking strategy and high level to what we would refer to as leaders, a part of pioneering this. But the great, I guess, joy of what we have as an offer for people is multiple ways to build the business. But it's no point talking about a customer strategy in August when the marketplace isn't live to mid-October. So we have to talk at this sort of level, because these are the type of people that will be able to take this business into 175 markets very quickly. So I think, I just think that, and again, it doesn't necessarily mean influence as a network marketer. You could be a phenomenal school teacher and have the same level of influence, or a great personal trainer and have the same level of influence, or a great podcast host and have the same level of influence. So that scale that Nick would be talking about is level of influence, but if you're great at real estate, you could be great at this as well. So I think I jumped around a little bit there, but I just wanted to sort of bring a different perspective, or I guess add on to what Nick was talking about. And this is the way that this business needs to be launched. For me personally, I'm not even talking about influencer as a license, because a qualifying thing for me is Influencer Pro, because I see that's where the bigger opportunity is. To be able to bring these brands on, you need to be an Influencer Pro. That's how I'm qualifying people to come into the business. Don't come in to build a team. The opportunity lies in the 5 million stores waiting for us to offer a $1 trial to. So sometimes the qualifying process is a really important part of your buy-in as well. If you're not prepared to up into an Influencer Pro license, maybe you're not really that serious about buying into the business. So there's just a few things to think about.
Beautifully stated. Mike, take it.
I'll just be fast. One, Nick, thanks for breaking that down, because I think that was, I mean, even for me, although we know this stuff, it's the simplicity that makes it really work. And so I'll just tell every single one of you guys, like, and we've done this over and over and over again. And I'm sitting here back here going, yep, shaking my head. Yep, this is exactly what happened. And those numbers are spot on. And if you obviously apply that same principle into your business right now, one thing I want you to key in on is the buy-in part. Obviously, it's the influence of the buy-in. You guys all know influential people, because I can see them. So I see all the invites coming in. The buy-in, like Nick said, could take 30 minutes, depending on the level of, maybe even the desire of somebody that has the influence and the willingness and the readiness of willing to go. They might be able to make their mind up in the first 30 minutes. It says, I am in, I am bought in, I'm ready to go. So in that case, it's like, well, good. And this is the one tip I'm going to give you. And reach out to me. So because when somebody's bought in, that's when you take action. Great, you have influence, you're bought in. Here's what's next. because it's been like Nick said earlier, it's a matter of what information have you had, who have you talked to, have you got the questions, answers going, do you have the strategy to know what's next? And what's next is getting this information in front of other people. And so how quickly can we turn that buy-in scenario into activity and action? That's going to determine the level of how many people you start off your team with on September 3rd, this way or that way. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So guys, let me jump back to the timeline here. This is good because you both referenced it. You know, we're focused on team builders right now, gang, because it's the only part we can do. By the way, it's the only part we should be doing. It's the smartest thing we should be doing because it's the multiplication of the network, right? As if somebody just wants to be an influencer or make direct bonuses, we don't want to show them this until October 15th anyways. If somebody is a vendor, there's nothing we can show them until September 15th anyways. If somebody just wants to be an affiliate manager, nothing we can show you until October 15th anyways. You just want to be a customer rewards member, nothing I can show you until October 15th anyways. What you all are doing is you're pre-building up into multiple launches. This is a launch, and this is a launch, and this is a launch. And if you do this intelligently, if you've got this thing pre-built intelligently with the right people who are bought in, you're going to see this thing pop, pop, pop again, right? You're going to see 3 pops, and then you'll eventually see a 4th pop. And I'll explain all this in our final back half of tonight's strategy session. Okay. So between here and here, we're looking for influencer pros, people of influence, $800, and I need you to be bought in. Now, somebody asked me in the text box, what does it mean to be bought in? Or what does it take to get someone bought in? The answer is you have to connect them with someone in your leadership to get them over the hump. And you just got to tell the person, look, I want to make whatever relates to them, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars with you. I want to blow this out of, I want to blow this thing away. What is it going to take to get you to the point where you can make a real decision about putting your time and your brand into this? Guys, I don't hesitate to ask people that. What is it going to take for you to get behind this and put your brand, your influence, and your time into this? They're going to tell you. Why would you not ask that? Why would you be afraid to ask that? Don't you want to know? Don't you want to know that they're really in or they're not? Because once we get to here and we trigger the business model of everyone now can start enrolling people, guys, your people of influence aren't going to enroll just 3. They're going to enroll 5, 7, 9, 10 personals. They're going to. And then their people are going to start doing less until eventually, it turns into the group of the influence that just wants to get customers, people that just want to get vendors, the people that just want to get customers. And we're just going to be moving from launch to launch, right? But keep in mind, a person of influence that's 100% in, bought in with their hearts, in my opinion, is worth $500 a month in income to you 120 days later. So if somebody said, Nick, I want to make 10 grand a month 120 days from now, or by the end of the year, then great. You need 20 people of influence who are 100% in here on September 3rd. I saw a 40 grand a month number. Multiply that times 4. You need 40. Excuse me. You need 80. Make sure I'm giving the right math there. Yeah. You need 80 people of influence who are bought in, because each of those people of influence is going to build a team of about 30 influencer pros inside the next 60 days. Then look at this, 30 days, 60 days. Now they're getting customers for these next 2 months, and that's starting to fill up with volume. So if you want to be to 5 grand a month, then you need 10 people of influence in your team when we press go on September 3rd. Well, Nick, I did what you said. I had 10, but I wasn't making $5,000 a month at the end of 120 days. Well, yeah, because 3 of them weren't 100% in, and 2 of them didn't really have influence. They only had 5. But I bet you if you go look at those 5, they each got a team of about 30 to 40 plus 2, 3, 4 customers apiece. And you're probably making, $2,500 a month. So after doing this over and over and over and over and over again, this is the data set that I can bring to y'all. And even though it's a different model, it, you know, influence is influence. Craig, go ahead.
Yeah, one too is into people influence. Sometimes it's it pushes you out of your comfort zone because, but as Nick said here, with launches coming up in this next 90 days, this one here's the hardest one in terms of conversations. But when we get to bringing vendors on board, $1 trial for 90 days, a land grab of potentially 100 vendors into your business. You get moved down to the next one. We're now moving to social selling, be a customer, customer rewards, customer cashback rewards. That conversation's again a lot easier again. So right now is a great opportunity to test your craft, your pitch, and the repetition, and the influencer and the people. They ask the best questions. They ask the hardest questions. I had a conversation with a lady last week who's a seriously good entrepreneur, and she had me buried down for 2 hours straight, you know, nearly back pinned against the wall, asking me awesome questions. But that was great for me because I really, you know, I gave her the answers that she needed to satisfy herself for that. Now, you might not be the best person to deliver that. That's where you bring in a leader like Nick or get them onto one of our opportunity presentations to see that. But I guess because we've got 3 opportunities here, you know, this one's probably the hardest one because you are talking to those savvy entrepreneurs, and it's the best thing to do. Test yourself out in the field.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So gang, we're going to add some more details to this, some more color. Okay. So another way to just look at it is, okay, here's you. You got to build a team here. And that team, you might start with, I don't know, personally 6 people of influence on September 3rd. And maybe each of them has 3 in place by day 1. So that's another 18 here. That means you have 25 people of influence ready to go on day 1. You should expect that you're going to be between 7,500 and 10 grand a month within 120 days if these are really people of influence and they're bought in. Because here's what's going to happen. If on September 3rd, all of them come in as influencer pros, everyone the next 2 weeks is going to go get their 3 minimum influencer pros. So obviously these guys almost have it done, but 18 times 3 is 54 plus another couple up here. That's another 60 influencer pros that just joined your team. So by the end of September, maybe that's September 20th, you've already got a team of 60 plus 25. You've got an 85-person team of influencer pros, of which we know for sure 25 of them are actual people of influence. Well, again, these 25 over time, you're going to lose some of them. So let's say you only have 15. That 15 is going to develop their own team of about 30 over the course of that next 60 days. So you should expect that you're going to have a team by the end of October. If you started with this 25 that went down to 15 times 30, you're going to have a team of about 400 to 500. Now, this is not influencer pros. This is 400 to 500. Excuse me. This is 400 to 500 influencers and influencer pros, but not 400 to 500 people of influence, right? This is just, you're grabbing everybody. Well, this is now the end of October. But what else happened in here? Oh, wait a second. October 15th. We now have the ability to go get affiliates, go get customers, go get affiliate managers. How many are these several hundred influencer pros and influencers going to acquire in the next 60 days of customers and affiliates and affiliate managers? So you might find yourself with 1,000 or 1,500 paying members promoter members and customer members by the end of the year. And that's how you're going to get from an invitation process all the way to 10 grand a month. Okay, but now I want to show you guys something else. A part that you may have slept on or maybe haven't fully understood yet. I want to tie this back to our 2x multiplier. So let's go tie this to our 2x multiplier for a second. For those of you guys that don't recall, these are the licenses on September 3rd. You want everybody coming in here, unless you're in a country that has more difficult, conversion to US dollars, you might come in here. But guys, if it's a first world country, everybody should be coming at 800 because everyone knows how to get access to 800 bucks. And notice the timeline, September 3rd, September 15th, October 15th, same timeline. Don't forget that a promoter pack will come in that. Okay, in the 30-day multiplier, here's what it looks like. You plus 3 on September 3rd. Made 300 bucks back, made 500 bucks back, plus you got $300 in product for both of you. However, you are also going to receive a 2x multiplier on your marketplace commissions for the next 12 weeks. What does that mean? What that means is this. Oh, we may have done the slide twice, y'all. Sorry about that. It means you get to see it twice. Okay. Nick, 2x multiplier of what? It's a multiplier of your marketplace commissions, which are generated through customer purchases and promoter personal purchases. So if you go get your 3 in place in the month of September, on October 15th will be your first week of marketplace commissions, the end of that week, based on anyone who makes a personal purchase or anyone who gets a customer inside of your first several waves. Now, the waves depend on what status you are. So some of you will get paid 4 waves, some of you get paid 5 waves, some of you get paid 6 waves based on how big of a start that you create. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to get paid each week, but at the end of 12 weeks, we're going to multiply it, and you're going to get one big old bonus, a second time of all of the collection of those 12 weeks. Let's take a look visually. Here's average everyday person. October 1st, in September, they got their 3. October 1st, they got some customers. Your first marketplace commission check, 25 bucks. Second one is 30 bucks. Third one is 15. Fourth one is 60. Then 40. Then 80. Then 100. Then 50. Then 150. Then 100. Then 250. Then 200. Congratulations. This is not you. This is somebody in your team. They just made $1,100 over the course of these 12 weeks. This is only one way that we pay. This is not license bonuses. This is not direct bonuses. This is none of the other money. This is not license differentials. This is only one of the ways that we pay. Keep that in mind. But average Sue, average John, average Mary here, at the end of that 12 weeks, is either going to get another $550 bonus because she went through influencer route, or another $1,100 bonus because she went Max Pro. Is average Susie, who made $1,100 plus her license bonuses, plus her license differentials, plus her direct bonuses, so maybe she's made a few grand, an extra $1,000 a month, and then gets another $1,100 bonus. Is she excited? Well, let's talk about you. If you do this right, if you pre-launch this correctly, if you get people of influence in place, if you take August seriously, like dead serious, if you get people of influence bought in, if you don't waste time, if you try to compress time frames, you're going to look like this. You're going to go add a 0 to all of these. And that's what it looks like adding a 0 to all of these. You made $1,000 a week on average. But at the end, you made yourself a $10,000 bonus or $11,000 bonus. This is only going to happen for a couple of you, making sure everyone's understanding this correctly. There will be people whose 2x multiplier bonus come the back half of January will be 5 figures. Some will be over 20 grand. Some will be over 30 grand. Mark my words. Most will be 1,000. Most will be $300, $600, couple grand. But there will be a couple of you who are dead serious about what I'm talking about right now, about running this play. And some of you guys are going to say on the last week of your the last week of your run, you're going to say, oh, well, Nick, yeah, I was working really hard during these holidays because, guys, look at this. Some of you are like, well, Nick, these are going to be the holidays. Guys, don't you understand that we own a shopping marketplace full of stores that people are going to be buying? I mean, think about this. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Think about what this is going to look like. It's going to be crazy. Oh, this is, by the way, this is.
Yeah, I did not. I'm fixing those.
Sorry, guys. Stacy got a little excited with the zeros there.
I was giving you 100% bonus.
We like that. Okay, there you go. That equals 11,000, y'all. Sorry about that. So here you go. Don't you think some of you guys are going to wake up in December and you're going to be freaking out, scrambling, trying to get people in place? And that's not how it works. It's the people that do the work now, the people that plant the seeds now, the people that get the right people in place now that are going to see a December like this and a January like this. It's not going to be the people that start working in December. I mean, you guys already know. People aren't going to be searching for a business opportunity in December. All this money right here is going to come from people buying from themselves and people, selling gift cards off our marketplace, etc. So how serious are you going to take the time window you have? I'm going to say this a different way. Your week 1 of your 2x multiplier is October 15th. That's your week 1. You have 2 months starting right now, today. You got 64 days to build for your week 1. You want week 1 to be as far away as possible because you can build more and more and more and more, and boom, you get a 2x multiplier check that's 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, 15,000. And if you get one that's $18, it's because you've been a spectator. You got all the great information, but you just watched. Where do you want to sit come January? I've said this over and over and again in the last few calls. There will be people whose financial future will be completely different come 2026 because of the work you're doing in the next 30 days. So here, I got a scorecard for y'all. I got a question. This is my question to all of you. Let me go to I'm going to jump past some slides, guys, and I'll come back to them in a second. Don't worry. Show me your list. How many people of influence right now are on it? Well, I don't have a list. You won't have a 2x multiplier. Okay. How many people on that list have you reached out to? Text, DM, phone call, email. What's your number? How many people of influence, not people of influence? Give me a number. Give me a number. Jim Rohn said, I don't want a story. A story doesn't fit in this box. Only a number will. What's the number? Nick, you're mean. You're harsh. No, Nick cares more about paying off your credit cards in January than you do. Nick's trying to get you paid. Nick's trying to get you ahead. I'm trying to lean in to give you the best strategy I got. And some of you guys are just wasting time and letting it just drift away. A story doesn't fit in the box. Only a number does. You're not going to get a chance to pre-build this again. This is the chance you got right now. The people that are on your list, they will never get another chance right now to pre-build to October 15th before the marketplace goes live. They only got right now. How many of these people of influence have seen a snapshot? Put a number in the box. How many of them have gone through a Q&A with your leadership? Put a number in the box. How many of them have replicated this process? Meaning some of you guys have got, Nick, I've got 8 people of influence I personally have signed up on the invitation tool, but those 8 have 0. You guys need to divide and conquer. You know what the number one thing you guys can do right now? Every single one of you. You need to have a personal snapshot just for you and your people of influence. Mike will do it. Stacy will do it. I'll do it. Craig will do it. We will do it. Set a date, set a time, put your people of influence on there, get your people of influence to put their people on there, and we will come to you. You don't need to come to us. We will come to you. That's how serious I am about this, gang. Okay, let's look at the tools. I'm gonna bring back on the our panel here, and we're gonna wrap up. Here's the tools that you guys currently have. Number 1, you have Telegram. If your team of people that have said yes to the invites are not on Telegram, they're missing valuable updates, valuable pushes, valuable videos, valuable releases. Get them on the Telegram. Number 2, we have Shoply for Millionaires. I do not use this almost at all. If I've got somebody that's made millions in network marketing, I give them this, but it is available for you. Number 3, the Shoply overview. We have it right now on Telegram. We have it on the back, the guest back office after the welcome video. We have them live every Tuesday. And then also we're creating a Shoply overview tool that will be broken up into like 5-minute sections so that people can watch it in 5-minute sections and not feel overwhelmed by 30 minutes. That's coming in the next probably 24 hours. We have the incentive plan, 2 different versions. I've got an 1.5-hour version for people that are successful in direct sales network marketing. And I did a really long one last Wednesday or Thursday, I think. That was for people that weren't necessarily full-time networkers, but I took my time with it and I answered every question and I had panelists on it. So I'm going to redo that one again this week. And my goal would be to get it done in 35 minutes for the average everyday person. Sorry, for the average person of influence, not a person that's a full-time networker. Guys, I don't show the comp plan to anyone who's not a full-time networker. Here's the comp plan I tell them. How much do you want to make? 10 grand a month. Okay, I need 20 people of influence as fast as possible. There's your comp plan. 20 people, every person of influence by September 3rd, if they are bought in here, and they have influence, is worth $500 a month, 120 days later. There's your comp plan. $500 a month for every person of influence who's 100% in with their heart. This comp plan document, which makes me want to just like zone out, crash out. But for those of you guys that want it, this should be available in the next 36 hours. And one more tool that's coming, I think I referenced it. Oh, one more tool that's coming for those of you guys that have international teams. We, as in Stacy, has figured out a fantastic way to use AI to not just do our 3-minute videos, but to do our 30-minute videos. And we have established a channel. The channel will look like this. You guys will have all of our most important videos here. You'll be able to click on, thank you. You'll be able to click on a button over here and click on Spanish real quick. Let it play.
Todos, muchas gracias por tomarse el tiempo de ver esta serie de vídeos de Shoply 3.0. Mi nombre es Nick Sarnicol. Soy el...
Push Vietnamese, please. Can you move the video? Is there any move the? I want to hear someone else speak. Go ahead. All right, do Vietnamese.
Chủ tịch của Shoply. Hãy để tôi cung cấp cho bạn một vài phút ngắn gọn về mức độ rất cao về Shoply là gì. Chúng tôi là một thị trường tạo ra một hệ sinh thái gồm các chủ doanh nghiệp có sản phẩm và dịch.
Okay, so all of our most important videos, we'll immediately move to this channel. and then we will have them translated into Spanish, French, Vietnamese, Mandarin, Portuguese, and if I didn't say Vietnamese yet, Vietnamese. Those are the main 6 that we're going to have out of the gates until we get traction other places. We also believe we figured out a way so that the slides can be auto-translated through an AI plugin into Canvas. So I just want to give that as an update because this is a big one for some of you. So gang, I'm going to bring on the panel for their closing thoughts, and I'm going to give my closing thoughts because our hour is up. Panel, take us away. Stace, let's start with you if we can.
Yes, Stace.
Actually, never mind, gents. Over to you. Sorry.
Look, I just think we're in a very, very unique position right now because we get to have the first mover advantage on an opportunity that's never been done before. We are moving out of beta. So if you have been a pioneer prior to the recent conversation the last few months, what beta was like, building the custom build, we are now delivering in the best part of 60 days on what I refer to as a shopping revolution. So we will eventually move into a position where you could build a customer base in 175 markets around the world of people shopping for themselves. So the important part now is to, I guess, dial it all back, and those key people of influence are the people that can really help amplify your results right now. So if you're new, you've only just jump onto this strategy session as you're in the first month, the most important thing to do is to get the buy-in, and the buy-in may require you to just get your head around information, turning up to the strategy sessions, watching some of Nick's opportunity presentations, whatever it is that you need to do to get the buy-in. That's the most important part. And then the game plan is the multiplier. So, you could get a return on investment by bringing 3 influencer pros back. You'll have your $800 back from that, based on the fact you get your $300 voucher for the marketplace, and then leverage the multiplier. And then it's really a 6-month game plan to be able to set up your future, definitely into 2026. That's sort of what I have to add.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. I'm going to be real fast. I mean, there's 2 things that Nick talked about, people of influence and their buy-in in their heart right now. And all I'm going to say is you've gotten all the information. I mean, he laid it out as the best strategy session we've had as Shoply ever. Because it narrows it down to the thing that you have to do leaving this Zoom. I would recommend every single one of you guys, if you are bought in, then let's go. Because now it's time to go. If you don't feel in your heart that after hearing Nick saying all of what buy-in really means, if you're like, whoa, I don't think I'm there yet, please reach out to whoever got you, whatever we can do to help you get to that point where you're like, I get it now. I am in my heart, I am in, let's go. I'm part of the team, let's go. Let's make that happen. And then let's take massive action on it. Make a decision. Where do you want to be after you're bought in? Use that multiplier of the $500, like Nick just said. Listen, we got to start with a benchmark somewhere. Every influencer in 120 days after launch is worth about $500 a month to you. What does that look like for you, and where do you want to go, and how can we multiply that number to make it the biggest number we can be by September 3rd? So, and then this is the last thing I want to ask you to do. If you have not had a personal Zoom yet, with your personal invites for your people of influence, you're bought in, but you haven't done that piece yet. What I want you to do is I want you to text whoever you're running with, whoever your running partner is right now, and say, I haven't done my Zoom. I need to do my Zoom. If they're not prepared to do that with you, someone else is. Myself, Craig, Stacy, Nick. There's a ton of great, amazing leaders out there. Tito, there is tons of amazing leaders out there that are prepared and willing to go, and they're ready. So reach out to them right away tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. Tell them I'm ready to go, get the numbers, and let's move this thing.
Yeah, I was going to say basically the same thing that you said, Mike, and in a lot of ways that it's You guys, it's just personal accountability, right? So what can you do between now and when we open up everything on September 3rd for people to enroll? What are you doing to ensure that you've got the team, the group, the people that you want with you? And, regret is a really, really rough thing. And we don't always realize when you're going through it in the moment that this could be a regret. And I know I don't want to look back on the 30 days that we had, or the 45 days, or the 60 days, or whatever amount of time when you're looking back and going, man, if I just would have done one more thing, or if I would have maybe done 2 Zooms in a week instead of one, that's 2 hours instead of 1 hour. If I would have just sent 10 more messages, what does that look like? And it may not look like much in the short run. In the short run, it's only 1 hour. It's 10 extra messages. It's 5 extra phone calls. But what does that compound to? And when you look at what Nick was talking about, you have all the people of influence are the gateway into the funnel that opens. And so it compounds as you get one more influencer, one more person of influence. What does that do? Well, that opens up a whole nother avenue, a whole nother lane, a whole nother highway. And it's how many of those people can you line up? And that will change the zeros in your income. That'll change the generational wealth for your family. It changes so much. Just that little shift in mindset and that little change in activity now. So don't regret the small adjustments you can make now that will compound even bigger, that you won't be able to make up later on, because we won't get back this time and we won't be able to make up what we aren't doing now 4 years from now, because it'll already be gone. It'll already be out there. So take advantage of this unique opportunity that we have right now before us and really, really take advantage of it, because I think it won't come around again.
And big shout out Stacy, guys. She's not only building her team, but she's cranking out the tools, and everything is gorgeous. So big shout out to you. We appreciate you deeply. Guys, here's your schedule. This is in Telegram, so you don't need to just go click on the Telegram. It's all there. Just scroll up and see all the stuff. But tomorrow, Snapshot EU UK on Wednesday, incentive plan again on Thursday, strategy session back here on Monday. And my closing thoughts are this: the next time we talk, what will the answers be to these questions? The next time we talk. How many would you have engaged? How many saw the snapshot? You guys have an exact path towards whatever your financial number is. Just divide the financial number by $500, $10,000 a month. Okay, divided by $500. Well, that's 20. Okay, great. You need 20 people of influence that are 100% bought in, heart and soul, with influence, starting September 3rd. You don't have to get them personally. You can get 6 who got 3. However you got to do it. But you got a roadmap, you got a path. So let's go get it. Thank you so much for your hour tonight, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night if you're there. Bye, everyone.